Just to your immediate reaction to Jack Catterall's win tonight.
Firstly, I thought it was a fantastic fight, brilliant fight. I loved it, enjoyed it. I thought Catterall looked special. He looked fantastic. You know, his skills on display. His jab was phenomenal. And he was catching Taylor on the way in. First half of the fight, I thought was really, really one-sided. And then you saw the reasons why Taylor's been undisputed champion and an elite level fighter in a short amount of fights. You know, that grit, that determination. And as Catterall started tiring, and he started closing the gap. I still had Catterall winning the fight, but not quite as wide as what the judges.
I was going to ask you about that because obviously I don't think any of us sitting ringside had the scorecards as wide as the judges had it.
I had it by 2.
Yeah.
I thought, like I said, Josh. Right. I thought Josh closed the gap.
Yeah.
Very much so. I was saying about halfway through the fight, I was saying, that I wondered if Taylor's game plan was to make Jack work more than what he normally does, because he always likes to box at his own pace, and he's working hard. I've not seen him box at that pace before, and I wondered if he'd get tired later, and then if that's why Taylor was coming. And I think that's kind of what happened. It's just that in the rounds where he was trying to make him work early doors, he took that much punishment himself, Taylor, and Catterall was pinging him all the way through, that when that starts taking it out of yourself, then when you want to put your foot down on the pedal later, you can't do it because you haven't got it in the tank. And I think that's what happened. But even though he closed the gap, I still had Catterall winning by a couple.
Where does Josh go from here, in your opinion?
Do you know what? This is the thing about boxing: is you lose a couple of fights, even at top level, and people are saying, you've got nowhere to go and all this sort of shit. You know, Josh Taylor's undisputed champion. You know, a couple of years back, undisputed. Not just a decent fighter, undisputed champion. He's only lost to the best. It's where does he want to go? Because sometimes when you've been a world champion, you don't want to climb back up. When you've been undisputed champion, maybe you've ticked every box. You might think, you know what, I've made my money. You know, I've had a long career, I had a long amateur career. I know he's not had a long professional career as such in terms of fights. You may just think, that's it for me. But if he doesn't, it's a big name. You still get another fight, a major fight. You know, you look at him at 140. I was surprised the fight was at 140. You know, maybe he goes to 147, and maybe he wants to try his hand at that. I don't know.
Well, that's kind of where my question really is. I initially thought that he wanted to go to 147, but rather he took the fight at 140 or the rematch at 140. There's obviously so much more at 147 for Josh, who's made it clear, I think it was the last fight, that the weight was becoming a bit of an issue for him.
Yeah, I mean, if the issues are there a year, 2 years previously, as you're getting older, they're really going to be there now still. So it depends on how he feels and what he wants to do.
Right.
You know, is it worth him sticking on for it?
Right. And Jack, who would you like to see?
I want him to get a world title shot. When he had that fantastic performance where he should have got the win, he should have become undisputed champion. That chance has gone now. So I want him to get a world title shot. And then, if they want to do a rubber match, they do a rubber match after. I want him to get a world title shot. I want him to win a world title.
All right, Dave. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice.